All right, here's problem number 11 from the homework. You've got 8x minus 2y equals 14, and we want to write the linear equation in standard form. No, we want to solve for y, sorry. It's in standard form. We want to solve for y. So what does y equal when y is all alone? All right. So step one, I've got 8x over here on the left side. I want to have those x's moved to the right side. What do? You do the inverse operation, right? So the opposite of 8x is minus 8x. And remember the golden rule of algebra, what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So then I have to subtract 8x off this side as well. And now I'm left with negative 2y equals 14 minus 8x. Alright, I'm not done because y still has this negative 2 attached to it. So again, how do I get rid of the negative 2? I do the inverse. What's the opposite of times negative 2? It is divide by negative 2. Right? Because negative 2 divided by negative 2 is 1. They undo each other. But again, I have to divide everything on the right side by negative 2 as well. Alright? So here I need to be careful. I do have y all by itself on the left side, which is what I want. I'll have to watch for the signs here. 14 divided by negative 2 is negative 7. Here I've got a negative 8x divided by negative 2, and that's going to be a plus 4x, right? If you've got a negative divided by a negative, you're going to get a positive. And you could rewrite this. Sometimes you usually don't see equations written like this with the variables to the right and the constant to the left. You could rewrite it like y equals 4x minus 7. Alright, so there was number 11. Let's look at number 12. Number 12 I think is a little bit easier. You've got x plus 4y equals negative 12. You've got dogs barking. They're not. They're just going. Maybe you can hear them. Alright, again, we want to get y by itself. So that means I need to get this x that's on the left side moved over to the right side. So I just subtract the x from both sides, and this is what I end up with. Now, once you get more comfortable, you don't have to do this like what I did over here. I subtracted the 8x from both sides. I mean, you are doing that. You don't have to show that step. Because really, if I want to move the x on the left side to the right side, I just need to switch the sign and put it on the other side. Okay, and then again, y is still not all by itself. I have to undo the times 4 by dividing by 4. And divide everything by 4. And what I end up with is y equals negative x over 4 minus 3. And this, by the way, is the same thing. I mean, you could also write this as y equals negative 1/4 x minus 3. These two are equal. They're equivalent. All right, but there's the answers for number 11, number 12. Let me take a look at a couple more. Here's 15. Here we're given the equation y equals 4x minus 2 divided by 7, and you're asked to put this into standard form. Okay, if I've got everything divided by 7, because remember, in standard form you cannot have any fractions. I don't want any fractions. How do I undo that? I undo it by just multiplying both sides by 7. Right? and I will get 7y is equal to, and now these 7's undo each other. So 7y equals 4x minus 2. We're still not in standard form though, right? Because standard form, the x's, just real quick review, standard form is ax plus by equals c, right? A, B, and C have to be integers, okay, check, but the x's and the y's are both on the same side, but here they're not. So again, all you have to do to get the 4x to the other side is just switch the sign to negative 4x. And now I've got negative 4x plus 7y equals minus 2. Notice nothing changes about that. It was minus 2 here. It's still minus 2 there. We said that we want a to be a non-negative or positive number. We want it to be positive. So you can just multiply everything by negative 1 and change the signs of everything, right? So it would be like 4x minus 7y equals 2. And then you're done for 15. I'll do one more, hopefully relatively quickly. We got number 16. 16 was y equals 5 over 8x minus 3. Okay, again, in standard form, they can't have any fractions. There's the fractions. How do you get rid of the 8? Well, how did we get rid of the 7 there? You multiply by 8. Multiply everything by 8. So 8y equals 8 times 5 over 8x plus, well, I shouldn't do plus. I should do minus 8 times 3, like that. Multiply everything by 8. And then what I'll get is 8y, and remember these 8's undo each other, so I'm just left with 5x minus 24. Again, we still need to put the x's all on the same side, so just like over here, you just reverse, change the sign. Subtract 5x from both sides. So what I'll end up with is minus 5x plus 8y. Again, in math, you never write the plus when the front number is positive like that, but it's a positive 8y equals negative 24. And again, because we want this number to be positive, just multiply everything by negative 1, and you would get 5x minus 8y equals 24. There you go.